Hi guys, welcome back to your weekly recipe video. I am going to show you guys how to make chickpea burger patties today. So right now I have a yellow onion, 3 carrots, a splash of veggie broth, a tablespoon of garlic, and 3 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, all sauteing in this pan. We're just going to get these veggies nice and soft. And then we're going to add them to our food processor with our chickpeas. So I have 2 cans of chickpeas rinsed and drained, just waiting to be pulsed. We're just going to get these nice and soft. And then we're going to add some fresh parsley. You can also do cilantro if you want. And then a couple drizzles of liquid aminos for some salt. And then everything's going to be pulsed in our food processor. And then we're going to add some breadcrumbs. But I will show you guys that step when we get to it. Okay, you guys, so now that our veggies are nice and soft, I'm gonna drain out the liquid and then I'm gonna add them to our food processor and I'm gonna blend it, and then I'm gonna dump everything into a bowl, and then I'm gonna add the breadcrumbs, and I'll show you guys how to make the patties. Okay, the next step is going to be putting everything into the bowl. So it's okay if you leave it a little chunky like this. I like my burgers a little chunky. If you don't want like chunks of carrots and onions, obviously keep blending it. But they actually form patties a little bit better when they're chunky. So dump everything into the bowl. And then we're gonna add some breadcrumbs. So as you guys know, I'm not a huge measure person, but I'm going to measure just for you guys. Usually I would just eyeball it until I think it's thick enough to form burgers, but I'll measure. So I'm gonna start with 2 cups of just plain breadcrumbs. I got these ones from Sprouts. And then you're just going to want to mix it all together, just like this. A little piece of parsley. Okay, so it's pretty dry, which is good. And then I preheated the oven to 425, and then I have a baking sheet with parchment paper, and then I'm going to just take a handful like this and kind of form it into a patty with my hands. It doesn't have to be perfect. They can be pretty rustic looking. And then you always want to match it up to the size of your buns that you're using. You don't have to use buns. You can also just eat these without bread if you want. But they're just like this. They're a little crumbly, but as they bake, they'll stay together. Just like this. It's like a little chickpea burger. So I like to kind of make a ball and then press it flat with the palm of my hand. It kind of just stays together a little bit better. Again, they can be super rustic looking. You can also add flax meal if it's super crumbly, if your mixture just happens to be really dry and it's not holding together. Flax meal and water mixed together will create an egg. I think it's 1 tablespoon of flax meal to 3 tablespoons water is 1 egg. I would start with 1, and then if you need to add more, you can. That's always an option as well. So I'm just gonna make a bunch of burgers, feed the team today. And then when I get to the end, I'm gonna show you guys how to make like a little chicken nugget if you're making this with your kids at home. Those are fun to make too. Okay, and then for a chicken nugget, so the bottom of my mixture is getting a little dry, but that's okay. We'll see if this works. But I kind of like to take a little bit like this with my fingers, and you kind of just squeeze it, squeeze the sides, and then squeeze with your fingers like this, and it kind of creates like a little nugget shaped thing. And then you kind of just have to play around with it. Again, it's gonna look rustic, but that's totally okay. So just like this. Look, it's like a little chicken nugget. So that's an option as well. If you guys don't want to do the burger patties, you can do little chickpea nuggets. Just like this. And then I'm gonna bake these on 425 for about 20 minutes, give or take. And then I'll show you guys the final product. All right, you guys, so I finished up our chickpea burgers. I think they ended up cooking for 20 minutes, so it was perfect. They got nice and crispy on top. I made 3 because I have Chris and Paige here with me, and we stay eating. And I topped it off with a tomato, some lettuce, a pickle, and then we have ketchup and mustard. I'm gonna take a bite into one. But yeah, thanks for watching, you guys. We'll see you next time. Well good.